Thank you so much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you. You've just announced this new task force, KleptoCapture, targeting Russian oligarchs, their fortune, fraud, trying to enforce sanctions against hidden Russian funds. How exactly will you do this?
Well, it's great to be with you, Emily. Thanks for having me. So what we're doing with this task force, KleptoCapture, is bringing together experts from within the Justice Department and, frankly, across the government to go after the stolen and hidden assets of Russian oligarchs. These are Putin's cronies who are bolstering the Russian regime and trying to hide their ill-gotten gains in luxury yachts, jets, luxury apartments, cars, you name it. The message with this task force is we're going to go after those proceeds. We're going to freeze them with the sanctions that we are levying in an unprecedented way, both here in the United States and with our international partners and allies. And then where we can trace those assets and the money used to procure them to criminal activity like sanctions evasion, like money laundering, we're going to then seize those assets. Because while people are dying and bombs are dropping in Ukraine because of Russia's unprovoked aggression in Ukraine, this type of behavior and sanctions evasion by Russian oligarchs cannot stand. And that's the message with this task force.
How concerned are you that these oligarchs are already moving their assets, their jets, their yachts out of reach of U.S. law enforcement? Is that happening now? And if so, how difficult does that make the job you're trying to do?
Well, look, we've got authorities, we've got tools, and we're putting them all to use right now. And that's what you're seeing, this unprecedented level of focus and resources being put to this challenge. Now, we have seen the effort of oligarchs trying to evade sanctions. This has happened in the past as well. But what we've got is new sanctions, which means more tools, more capability to go after these ill-gotten gains. And what we're also doing, and this is important for your audience, I think, Emily, the message to the financial sector, to businesses out there, be on high alert. If individuals are using your businesses, using your financial institutions to move that money, to do business, you've got to be on high alert, make sure you know your customer compliance, make sure your anti-money laundering compliance is in shape, because the consequences of it not being is going to be severe. It's going to be quite serious. So the message to financial institutions and businesses here is be on high alert for oligarchs trying to evade these sanctions, trying to continue to use our financial system to bolster the Russian regime.
You're targeting cryptocurrency assets in particular. Are you focused on freezing existing crypto assets or preventing fiat from moving into new crypto assets? And what kind of volume are we talking about here?
So first of all of the above. Frankly, we're at a crossroads with cryptocurrency. And frankly, we need to focus on a new category of crime. And that's the use of cryptocurrency to conduct criminal activity, to hide or seek to hide the proceeds of criminal activity. And you've seen us go after this quite aggressively. Just a few weeks ago, I announced the largest financial seizure ever in the history of the Department of Justice, $3.6 billion seized in cryptocurrency in Bitcoin. And so what we're seeing is criminal actors trying to use cryptocurrency to evade law enforcement, to conduct criminal activity. And what we are saying, both with this task force we're announcing today, with the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team that we launched last year, that we are putting new focus, unprecedented resources, and intensity around this effort.
Have crypto exchanges been helpful? Which ones? And if they're not being helpful or not complying, how soon could we see DOJ action?
Well, look, the cryptocurrency enforcement team that I announced last year is targeted at making sure we've got focus on the entire ecosystem that lets criminal activity flourish, including criminal activity conducted with cryptocurrency. So we need the cooperation and of right-thinking and well-behaving cryptocurrency exchanges and other businesses. The Bitfinex seizure that I mentioned just now and that we did a few weeks ago happened in large part because we had some cooperation from businesses, from financial institutions who had their anti-money laundering and know your customer compliance finely tuned, and they cooperated and alerted us to unusual activity. That has to continue to happen. And if it doesn't, people are going to find themselves, businesses are going to find themselves in our crosshairs.
Now, does the administration feel squeezing these Russian oligarchs will put pressure on President Putin to withdraw his troops, to even get out of office? And if not, could that galvanize greater Russian aggression against the West?
Well, look, Emily, I had another job in the past where I focused exclusively on national security and homeland security issues. I'm going to leave the foreign policy strategy and prognostication to others. The focus here in the Justice Department is to do our part along with the Treasury Department, along with our international partners and allies, to bring our tools to bear to continue to isolate Putin, to isolate his cronies, to isolate the oligarchs who seek to bolster his activity and support the activity, the unprovoked aggression that is going on in Ukraine. And what we're doing with this task force is to send a very clear and unmistakable message. If you seek to use this corruptly gathered money and you seek to evade sanctions, we're coming for you. We're coming for your yacht. We're coming for your jet. We're coming for your luxury apartment. That's the clear message.